What's up, adventurers? Today, I found a little roadside attraction here in Winston-Salem, North Carolina I want to show you. It's from the 1930s during a time called Novelty Architecture. If you don't know familiar with Novelty Architecture is, it's basically a time in the 30s where businesses would try and attract people to come to their business and shape their business in the shape of a thing, whether it be a bulldog, a tea kettle, you name it. Let's go adventuring. In 1930, the Quality Oil Company, I'm going to stand over here where the light's a little bit less harsh. The Quality Oil Company built 8 structures here in Winston-Salem, which is also could be known as the Shell Oil Company. And their plan was to, for $5,000 each to build these places, was to bring in as many customers as possible. And the way they would do that is by putting in something very unique looking. And well, this is the product. So they decided in 1930s to try and bring in people to come buy gasoline from their place to build this giant shell-shaped structure. It cost $5,000 at the time to build, and it stayed for quite some time, went into disrepair in the 90s, and was going to get bulldozed like the other 7 did, but the local townspeople decided to band together and preserve it, and it was restored. They've got all the original pumps and everything out here as it would have looked in the 1930s. I'm going to give you a little look on the inside here in a second because there's a creepy mannequin on the inside dressed up like a gasoline attendant. But this is what $5,000 would have got you in 1930 to build a structure like this. I'll walk you all the way around the back. Everything is protected. Everything's been restored to its original splendor from the 30s. They've done a really good job keeping it up also. Even the locks on the door here are reminiscent. And this is where you would have pulled your car up, right here next to the Shell. Some little gas station pump there. And so if I take you to the front here, this is what the inside of it looks like. Try and get you a view here of the Shell guy in there. And I don't know why they've made it so you can't really see that well in here, but there's the Shell guy. And this is what the inside of the store would have looked like. Looks like it is opened sometimes, but not now. So I don't know when they open this place up, who's got the key to it, but they've got news article things over there. I would love to go in here and look around, but they've got news articles, more Shell memorabilia from the inside. things like that here. Pardon the guy doing his bushes there on the other side of the road. There's the inside of it. Oil cans, things like that. Trying to see what else they've got in there. Some news articles all about the structure itself. Maybe is that a bathroom? I think that's just the back door, the side door. Something there about someone that ran and owned the place. I don't think you can get around this side either, but we're going to try. No, can't really see much. Oh, this is it though. Novelty architecture from the 1930s going into the 40s. At the Shell gas station here in Winston-Salem, North Carolina. If you like this type of video, make sure to like and subscribe. And leave your comment. This is so cool. I could sit here forever looking at this. So absolutely neat. Make sure to like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, leave a comment. If you like this sort of video, Adventuring with Chris is the name of the channel. I will catch you guys on the next Adventuring with Chris. Stay weird, keep adventuring, look for that weird roadside stuff. Still in Winston-Salem, North Carolina here, and doing some walking after a nice delicious meal at the Mellow Mushroom. So they have more unique architecture. Now mind you, this is the city where cigarettes were born, and well, not born, but there were cigarettes were king for a very long time, but now they sort of have to pivot because cigarettes are not cool anymore. Anyways, let's take a look at this. Behind me is the Mickey tea kettle pot. More architecture here that is built after to look like things. This isn't really a building though, it's just a giant thing. Let's take a look and see what the history behind this is. And again, we're also here in Winston-Salem, and this is called the Mickey coffee pot. Here's the placard. Built in 1858 by the brothers Samuel and Julius Mickey, Moravian descendants of the founders of Salem. This landmark originally stood as a sign in the front of their tin shop at the corner of South and Main and Bellows streets in Salem, Wachovia Historical Society. Well, there it is. It was a tin shop. And now here it sits in a little park. They got a lot of novelty architecture like this here. The building where the Morris brothers worked that started Camel cigarettes and some of the other more famous cigarette brands is actually a architecture built and designed. It was so inspirational. The people that built the Empire State Building actually designed it after that. The Morris brothers here, and it's very deco. But yeah, this little tea kettle though was from the 1800s, a Moravian tin shop. Really cool. It looks like it's got wood on the bottom of it too. Yeah. Sounds hollow. As a kid, I'd sit there and probably ask my mom, is there tea in it? I've never been to Winston-Salem. I actually had to look up why the hyphenated names. Apparently these were both two cities at one point that merged. It was Winston, North Carolina, and Salem, North Carolina. They had to merge these two cities, and they took the name with the hyphen in the middle. You learn something new every day, and the Moravian people were the ones that settled here. So lots of Moravian descendants, I guess, that are still here, living in Winston-Salem, North Carolina. But it is no longer the cigarette capital of the world. I'm sure they still do make cigarette paper here, but not nearly as much as they used to. Hope you guys enjoyed that video on novelty architecture there in Winston-Salem, North Carolina. I totally forgot to shoot a outro, so this is it. Make sure to like, subscribe, comment. Adventuring with Chris. I'll catch you guys on the next one.